Hey, what's up? It's Chris Young. You know, there comes a time in every RV owner's life when they come to an impasse, if you will, a crossing of the Rubicon, which is a small RV. Whether it's your first RV, your fourth, at some point, you're gonna consider what's the next step up. That line of RVs that's a little more expensive, maybe a little bit bigger, and more of an investment in quality. The perks, they're all there, sure. But the question you're gonna have is it worth it? The next step up is going to mean different things to different people. But today, what I'd like to do is take a look at some travel trailers that fall into that golden middle tier, where improvements, they really start to count. I'm talking construction upgrades, diverse floor plans, residential appliances, and generally a more enjoyable camping experience. Now, I've been honored to look at thousands of RVs over the years, and I've gotten pretty good at categorizing them, knowing pretty quickly where they fall in terms of quality and performance. But in the back of my mind, I'm always associating the brand or lineup with a couple of key components, especially when it comes to these mid-tier RVs. There's about 7 things that I look for, and here they are. First thing, I'm asking about wall construction and materials. I'm talking laminate walls, block foam insulation, aluminum frames, framed windows, the doors, the openings, the whole nine. I need to know what's going to be under this skin. For number 2, as soon as I hear 4-season capable or extended season capable, I really want to dig in to see if it's got the heated and enclosed underbelly. I'm asking about insulation, etc. Next up for me is going to be fit and finish. Yes, if I'm going to get the next level up, I want to know A, that it's going to look good, but B, is it also going to last? So I'm checking things like solid surface countertops, the sinks, the cabinets. I'm checking the drawers. Are they finished off? Are they sturdy? I'm taking a look around at everything. Next up, because when you're talking about upgrading that RV, these RVs are going to usually be a little bit heavier than entry level. So I'm looking at what did the manufacturers do not only to help me tow, but to give me a better tow. So I'm checking out landing gear. I'm taking a look to see what they have here. I'm looking at the axles. Do they have the drum brakes? Do they actually have a good suspension in there? What about my wheels? What about everything under there? Making towing smoother, because hey, if I'm going to upgrade the camping experience, I want to upgrade my towing experience too. Having a solar setup or a good power management system on your upgraded RV. So I want to look for things like, is it solar ready? Is it solar prepped? Or is it actually solar set up? So having a solar charge controller, maybe even a separate battery disconnect, any way that I can monitor what power is coming in and out of my RV is really going to help increase that experience. And you start seeing these in a lot of the mid-tier upgraded RVs, absolutely something I look for when I'm upgrading my RV. Next up, I'm looking at the command system. A lot of the RV manufacturers are coming out with smart systems to control the RVs, operate a lot of the functions. For me, I want to make sure I can check the lights, I can check my tanks, everything works the way it's supposed to. So with this, you want to spend some time with it, get to know it. New updates are coming out all the time, so is new technology. So making sure that A, it's flexible with you and your lifestyle, but more importantly, it actually controls what you need to control is really going to help elevate that camping experience. Now lastly, I want to know about post-purchase support. Now this is going to be a tricky one, and you can read online until the cows come home about good and bad customer experiences. But I'm asking super specific questions about warranty, how it's covered, what it's covered, and how a claim will be processed. So check the owner's manual. But for me, one of those things when you're talking about post-purchase support, it's extremely important to understand you need to manage expectations on both sides. Be sure to communicate what you're looking for, communicate what you need, and more importantly, communicate what's going to happen after the purchase so that you're comfortable with it, whoever you're buying the RV from is comfortable with it, and it matches the RV that you're picking up. So there you have it. Those are the main things I look for, but that also leaves you plenty of wiggle room when it comes to upgrades, features, technology, all the bells and whistles. What I really want to do is dive into some of these floor plans so you can see them for yourself. So let's go. Now, who better to start with than Forest River and the folks at Flagstaff? Perhaps the epitome of the kind of improved construction as well as design that I've been talking about. First up, we got this little cutie right here. This is the Flagstaff Super Lite 26 FKBS, a front kitchen that I think is going to wow. Come on. For starters, every unit is of laminate and aluminum construction, which says a lot about the standard that they set for themselves. But there are a host of other upgrades across their brand, many of which we can see inside this Flagstaff Super Lite. The first place I'm going to start is right here in the front kitchen, because it really is the calling card of this model. Everything from the solid surface countertops, the decorative full coverage on my backsplash, the upgraded things like cabinet pulls, soft close hinges, great strut supporting on these, and you'll see you also have soft close hinges on your drawers. But anytime you get a windshield inside of an RV, that's a calling card of a manufacturer that did some good upgrades. Not only is it an automotive coated fiberglass exterior shell on that front cap, but it's an automotive grade windshield as well. Microwave above your 3-burner cooktop plus oven, both of those are Magic Chef. Then they give you a 12-volt Magic Chef fridge freezer combo with dual opening doors. All of them sweet. But let's talk about some of the entertainment and dining options that you have here too that make this more of an upgraded feel. Number one, I'm going to start with this dinette. The table stands out because it can actually come out and it doubles not only as a base for your sleeping space here in the booth dinette, but it could also be a coffee table right over here for your recliners. Rounded edges, solid top, and speaking of solid, no wood in the dinette underneath. That frame is aluminum. That's another good calling card of the Flagstaff, folks. They put aluminum everywhere. Then when it comes time for your entertaining, kick back and chill, you got the overstuffed recliners with the 10-inch console. You do have the wireless charging as well as plenty of space, angled perfectly for my TV, which is a smart TV, and my fireplace as well as component shelf. All my entertainment is Bluetooth. And if I wanted to do some reading versus watching TV, or I'm reading while they're watching TV, I have the adjustable reading lights right here. More great, easily accessible storage above my head with those awesome hinges. And just take a look at the visibility and cross breeze I'm gonna get from these windows. This area, chef's kiss. And look, there's a lot to love about this floor plan just in general. From this pass-through bathroom with the spacious neo-angled shower, pop-up power station in your solid surface vanity right here, to, yep, you still got the walk-around bathroom, walk-around queen-size bed, TV, tons of space, tons of storage. Even your ward in here isn't a standard bar, it's the grooved hangers, which means you can actually make sure your stuff isn't gonna be flying around while in transit. Second AC, entry point, bam. This thing is awesome. But if you remember my big 7 about what makes this mid-tier, it's gonna be the construction. What's under the skin? So let's go take a look. Now, this is where the Flagstaff folks really start to separate themselves from other manufacturers. It is going to be the construction. This is where you start seeing the major upgrades. And the Super Lite lineup is built with complete composite wall construction and a 6-sided aluminum frame, meaning you're getting aluminum frame on every side of the RV. The roofs, the walls, the floor, not to mention things like the dinette, the bed casing. If it's holding weight, it's going to be aluminum framed out, which is pretty nice. The 5/8-inch tongue and groove plywood floor sits on aluminum floor joist and an enclosed insulated underbelly right underneath it. So you've got the laminated walkable roof braced with aluminum trusses, and it's capped with that high gloss fiberglass front cap. Flagstaff doesn't just throw around the term, oh, we're extended season camping. This climate protection package has 12-volt thermostat controlled heated tanks and radiant foil insulation in the front cap, underbelly, and slides. What's great about that temperature controlled 12-volt tank is that when it gets hot enough, the tanks cut off. So if you do happen to be draining battery because of the tanks, it's going to stop that, which I really like. Combine that with their vacuum laminated roof and composite structural exterior walls, and you're getting a legitimate cold weather performing for colder season camping RV. Now, again, this isn't going to be a full Arctic expedition vehicle, but if you're pushing into November or you want to start camping a little bit earlier in the spring, you're going to stay comfortable in this cutie, especially when it's paired with, get this, a 35,000 BTU furnace, not to mention that enclosed underbelly. One of the suitable ways that Flagstaff improves ride and handling is by moving to the Dexter Torflex independent suspension torsion axles, which are designed to absorb a lot of that road shock you're going to get while going down the road. Add that to the fact that you got the Goodyear Endurance tires that are filled with nitrogen and equipped with the RoadTech tire pressure monitoring. You got yourself a great setup that's going to track smoother, wear more evenly, but more importantly, give you a little bit better ride. Plus, more ride solid steps, power tongue jack with automatic leveling, provides stability and easy entry when you're parked. And I love that, especially with the bigger step, because you miss that one, it's a doozy. Now, these are the kinds of you feel it, but you don't really see it upgrades that make a huge difference when you're towing a 29-foot RV. And there's more. For energy management, get this. The rig comes ready. You got a 200-watt solar panel, 30-amp charge controller, plus you got additional solar prep if you need it, thanks to the ZAMP Quick Connect on the side. You also got a double battery box. You got a dual 20-pound LP containers, all of that right from the factory. Now, lastly, Flagstaff is a great example of that mid-tier experience because they, in particular, put a lot of energy into the post-purchase customer service. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Post-purchase support is huge for me. So, fun fact, the folks at Forest River, Rockwood, and Flagstaff both give you this amazing little book. Yes, it's an owner's manual, but it also lists out not only all the features that are inside your RV, but it has a parts list for everything that's on your specific RV. So in case you need to order a new part, something breaks, you need to fix it, no guessing game, no, oh, I think that's it. You actually have the information at your fingertips, and it comes in this handy dandy little 3-ring binder that you just keep inside the coach. For me, that is a A++ when it comes to that post-purchase support. Now, compared to stick and tin models and even some entry-level laminates, this one's just on a different level, man. If you like this floor plan and some of the upgraded features, I want you to consider some of these comparisons that are in the same club. Here's some RVs to check out. The Rockwood Signature 8263 MBR. My friends over at Coachman have the Freedom Express Ultralight 259 FKDS. Forest River also has the Puma 26 FKDS. And my buddies at Keystone have the Outback Ultralight 271 UFK. Now, next up, I'm going to flip the script. Literally, I'm going to give you a rear kitchen layout, but this time from my aforementioned friends at Keystone, this is the Cougar 30 RKD. Let's go check it out. All right, now she's a little bit longer and requires a bit more to tow, but the 30 RKD is another 2-slide couples travel trailer. Cougar consistently blends upgraded design and superior construction without crossing too far into that expensive luxury terrain. Keystone also has been a leader in smart systems and energy management. Their Solar Flex packages, in-command system, and HyperDeck flooring are major reasons why Cougar earns its spot as a benchmark in this mid-tier segment. But what about this 30 RKD? Well, let's check it out. Spacious residential style galley kitchen located here in the back of the 30 RKD with the pressed surface countertop all the way around, strong and decorative cabinets as well as drawers, plus oversized sink really give this coach a great flow. Then you add to the fact that the super slide on the off-camp side houses my dinette with storage, additional sleeping space, and I got heated and massage plush recliners to enjoy my TV and fireplace right across, a pass-through bathroom that has a decorative shower, high-rise porcelain bowl and vanity, plus plenty of room thanks to that neo-angled shower and the separation of space that if I do have people sleeping in here, they're not going to disrupt me, and vice versa as I sleep on my king-size bed in the primary bedroom up front of the 30 RKD with huge closet in the front cap, great storage space all the way around, and of course, you got to have the strut-supported storage underneath to hide all those goodies. And then if the weather does get hot, you got a second AC in this cutie as well. Pretty sweet for a couples coach. Cougar does a good job of bridging that divide between travel trailer and fifth wheel. Everything from the shaker style cabinets, the hidden hinges that you're going to have on all your cabinet doors, the molding that you have around your drawers here, the 84-inch high ceilings with the rafted arches. This is one of those things that to me just say I'm having a much better experience. Importantly, I'm not crossing the threshold into that luxury pricing. The fireplace, the dual ducted AC system with Fury and Quick Cool technology really speak to a higher level of comfort and finish. One area where Keystone really shines too is in technology. They were one of the first ones to put the smart systems inside their RVs, controlling things from your cell phone, checking my HVAC, running out the awnings, checking my tank levels, or more importantly, maybe even cutting the AC on while I'm still at the beach. Then when you give me color-coded wiring, key TV multi-source connection, Air 360 antenna, power watchdog, safe use smart power inlet, all to make setup and everyday use simpler and safer. Add the Solar Flex system with factory installed solar prep and lithium ready components, and you're set up for off-grid flexibility. Even if you're not boondocking now, you're ready if and when you want to start. But Chris, what about the outside? I'm glad you asked, Ryan. So on the outside, with the construction on the interior as well out here, Keystone really gave some nice upgrades, especially over the last couple of years. One of the big one being the HyperCore. You may have heard me talk about HyperDeck. Now we got HyperCore. What is that? Those are non-organic components that pretty much replace the wood that you're going to find in a lot of stick and tin entry-level units. This is a graphite composite. No off-gassing, no moisture absorption, and more importantly, not only is it going to look good for the long haul, it's also going to last longer just because of the way that it's built. Add that to the fact that we have a beautiful high gloss sheen on this, and the automotive grade fiberglass front cap with the Key Shield clear coat, the frameless tinted windows really add. And the fact that they also have the Alpha Ply roof membrane with a lifetime warranty all reinforce the same message. This thing is built for the long haul, not just for the first owner. Then there's Climate Guard Protection Package, which is one of the better cold weather setups in this price range. You've got dual heating pads on your holding tanks, radiant foil insulation in the front cap and slides, and an enclosed and insulated underbelly that's also heated by the furnace ducts. Even the sidewalls are designed to reflect heat thanks to that white heat deflecting exterior finish. All of it works together to push your camping season earlier and later into the year, something that entry-level travel trailers aren't really equipped to handle. Cougar's build quality extends how it rides. You've also got individually engineered I-beam chassis with stamped steel cross members and outriggers, a road armor suspension system with wet bolts and bronze bushings, and a set of Goodyear Endurance E-rated tires on custom aluminum wheels. That's serious running gear for a mid-tier travel trailer. The result? A trailer that's going to tow smoother, track straighter, and hold up under longer load. And with electric auto leveling, power stab jacks, and power tongue jack, setup and breakdown takes just a couple of minutes. Now, if you love this floor plan, I want you to check out the following mid-tier options with a similar layout. I'm talking the Forest River Grey Wolf 26SS, the other Keystone Cougar, the 25 MLE, and the Grand Design Imagine 2700 BS. So for the traveling couple who loves cooking, you got your mid-tier options all laid out for you. I hope you enjoy them. But what about those of you who have kids? Well, the next one on our list is a significant step up from the stick and tins that you may be used to seeing. You may know the Salem line of RVs for its more affordable yet stylish, innovative stick and tin models. But Hemisphere is a very different story. This lineup takes some of the most popular innovations from the Salem line, family-friendly design, Versa furniture, customization, and a modern aesthetic, and rebuilds them on a fully laminated aluminum frame platform with block foam insulation, focusing on a more residential feel, tech upgrades, and additional features. It's a Salem leveled up, with Lippert One Control, which allows you to operate everything from a remote, and laminated aluminum frame construction. Now, this Salem Hemisphere 310 BHI really shows what can be possible with an upgraded bunk model. A lot of times when you're talking about bunkhouse RVs, you might have the bunks over here, bathroom across from it, where really the only separation is going to be a curtain. The 310 BHI actually gives you a private bunk room with its own door. And the thing that I like about this is whether it's for the kids getting some sleep in, whether it's for the adults, you need the extra room. You got a queen size bed down here that also doubles as a sofa. Then you come out into the main living area, highlighted by an island kitchen. You got double opposing slides that really open up this space. Upgraded designer touches, everything from the furniture to the cabinets, where you have beautiful color schemes, gold pulls, blade lighting inside the blade. Then you put a fireplace and an entertainment center angled here just past the kitchen and in front of your pantry, giving you not only great viewing angles, but awesome flow. I mean, come on, man. Just take a look at my backsplash, for crying out loud. Then as you move up to the front of the coach, this is where some of that technology begins to come in. Check out your command tablet. That's right. It's literally a little cell phone that has all the controls of your 310 BHI right here at your fingertips. Want to check the tanks, want to run the awnings out, want to level this bad boy, you can. You got yourself a beautiful bathroom with a herringbone shower, gorgeous vanity, solid door that's actually framed out. Really like the touches. And a walk-around queen-size bed that's not only going to give you a great place to rest your head, but you also have that windshield like we saw on the Flagstaff. And your closet over here, washer and dryer prepped. Fit and finish is one of my big 7. recessed LED lights. I mentioned the gold pulls that you have here. Then they add things like Versa. If you've seen any of the Salem lines, they have the Versa Tilt, the Versa Lounge, that type of thing. Here, you actually have the Versa bed system. This is actually a queen size bed that sets up like a bunk. And with the angle of how they put the bunk in, look at all the headroom and clearance you have just right there. Going from the couch right over to the sleeping system. Then add that to the fact that even your bunk mats have an upgraded feel to them thanks to the cover. This to me just says, okay, we've added a few touches that makes the fit and finish of this a little bit better. But let's dig into that construction. Now, as I mentioned, this is a fully laminated aluminum build with black foam insulation throughout the floors and walls. It makes the trailer more rigid, better insulated, and far less prone to flexing or water damage over time. Up front, you got a two-tone painted fiberglass cap with an automotive-grade windshield, not only for aesthetics, but also to flood the front bedroom with natural light when you want it. The fit and finish around the slides is clean too, thanks to color-matched T-rails, and you're going to notice a difference in craftsmanship when those slides move. Hemisphere uses the industry-leading flush floor mechanism that seals tight and, more importantly, moves quietly. Down below, those wide stance axles help with stability when towing, and they're paired with nitrogen-filled radial tires on aluminum rims. You got power stabilizer jacks, so you got a smoother ride and an easier setup when you get to the campground. And when you're parked and ready to enjoy the campsite, everything's within reach. You got a full outside kitchen, LP Quick Connect outside shower, and step above aluminum steps that feel solid underfoot. Storage, that's another area where the Hemisphere goes big. They got the extra large pass-through with slam latch baggage doors. It's lit, heated, and even houses the battery disconnect for easy access. And of course, all the convenience tech that you expect at this level is here. From right over there with the disconnect as well as the solar charge controller to the little cell phone you got inside and your one-touch control. That's going to help you do things like manage the slides, lights, awnings, tank heaters right from the phone. Now, while the Weather Shield roof and enclosed underbelly with 12-volt tank heaters extend that camping season well into the colder months, add on the on-demand tankless water heater, 50 amp service with a second AC and optional 200 watt solar package, and it's clear. The Hemisphere is built not just to look good, but it's built to travel better. This is what that mid-tier jump really gets you. If you like something that's bigger and more family-friendly, like the Hemisphere 310 BHI, you might also like some of these travel trailers. You got the Jayco Eagle HT 312 BHOK. You got the Forest River Rockwood Ultralight 291 8BH and the Grand Design Imagine 3210 BH. Maybe you're getting the picture. Mid-tier RVs have a lot of benefits, from fuller tech solutions that actually improve life at the campsite to residential upgrades that make the campsite that much more comfortable. And there's some that you can't see, some that you can see, but regardless, you're absolutely going to feel all of them. But there's one last thing that I love about mid-tier travel trailers, and that's how, in some cases, you get manufacturers who use that tier to try something that's rarely, if ever, been tried before. To iterate that point, we're looking at something completely new for 2026, and that's from our friends over at Alpha Wolf with the 24 Trunk. And it's actually one of the smaller travel trailers on our list. What's it look like? Let's go see. Part of Forest River's Cherokee division, Alpha Wolf has built a reputation as one of the most forward-thinking laminated travel trailer lines on the market. They are known for bringing some construction quality, some comfort, and a ton of smart tech, usually found in larger rigs down to a lighter, easier to tow footprint. And every Alpha Wolf uses an upgraded laminated exterior with block foam insulation, a gel-coated front cap with an oversized window, and a fully enclosed heated underbelly. All features that move it well beyond entry-level builds. Inside, these models are bright, they're open, they're modern, they got solid surface countertops, blackout roller shades, they're pet-friendly, carpetless floor design that's easy to maintain as it is to admire makes it awesome. So let's check out this cutie right here because it's different. It's no junk in this trunk, but I think you're gonna like it. All new in 2026, the Alpha Wolf 24 Trunk is an example of a mid-tier RV that's breaking some rules when it comes to traditional design, namely with its unique rear bunk setup. And it proves you don't need 40 feet of trailer to think outside the box. Now, when you step inside, you're greeted by a bright, open living space with flush floor slides, a booth dinette that has deep drawer storage, but the real story here is behind me, the trunk. Because instead of bunks, into this convertible storage area. What's unique about this, and by the way, kudos to the Cherokee folks, always doing a good job of being a think tank to bring something different to the table. What's great about this area is you got a load door here, so if you got the cases of water, the storage bins, boom, you can easily slide them in. But having this area with tie downs allows you to secure the bikes, the bins, the gear, the bags, whatever you want. Versatile, awesome space. Then when you're done, and boom, converts right back into the bunk space, giving you, your loved ones, the versatility to haul gear as well as sleep additional people when you need it. From there, the rest of the 24 trunk seamlessly flows into the galley living area. A couple of things that they added here that I love. Upgraded cushions on your booth dinette that you have over here, or U-shaped dinette rather. The thing I like about that is, unlike a lot of entry-level models, you got the pleather cushions. Having these is going to be a little bit more breathable, a little bit nicer, a little bit more comfortable. Storage underneath, plus you got the beautiful oversized 12-volt, 10 cubic foot fridge freezer combo and the solid surface max kitchen. The L shape here not only provides tremendous countertop prep space, but setup space as well. Make it a coffee station, make it a buffet if you want it. You have the microwave, you got the oven, you got the entertainment center on, get this, a hidden pantry door. So tons of storage space, awesome entertainment options, blade lighting, great storage, right into your private sanctuary, which I'm sure you're going to see the theme here. We have a windshield. When you're talking about those upgraded what's next in the level up, getting a windshield to your bedroom is awesome. Also having the walk around queen bed with all the storage just makes this, to me, an awesome floor plan and an awesome layout. Because for a laminated trailer at this size and price point, the Alpha Wolf 24 trunk packs some serious upgrades. Now, like the rest of the lineup, the 24 trunk uses laminated foam insulated walls over an engineered wood superstructure, providing that blend of rigidity and insulation that lightweight stick and tin RVs just really can't match. It rides on a drop frame chassis, which opens up the Superstore basement compartment that you see right here, lined with tough skid resistant flooring. And then up front, we got the gel coated fiberglass cap featuring oversized panoramic window. It's got a sleek look. It also brightens that interior bedroom so great. Down below, you've got jacks, powered tongue jack, LED docking light, and wide aluminum steps that feel rock solid underfoot. The 81-gallon freshwater tank and PVC roof membrane with a lifetime warranty speak directly to long-term use and durability, while reflective safety glass windows help to maintain comfortable temps year-round. For extended season camping, the WeatherGuard package makes a real difference. What it includes is this armored underbelly. You got 12-volt heating pads on all the holding tanks and forced air heat routed throughout, which is a major plus for those early spring or late fall camping trips. Alpha Wolf also makes campsite setup and day-to-day living a lot easier too. There's a rear inch 2-inch accessory hitch, LP quick connect, and outside shower with hot and cold water for rinsing off gear, you or the dogs. And up top, the Juice Pack solar system comes standard, featuring 100-watt panel, 30-amp charge controller, and integrated voltmeter right from the factory. It's plug-and-play setup for weekend boondocking or just keeping those batteries topped off right between your RV trips. Now altogether, this is the kind of build and feature set that really separates the Alpha Wolf from those lightweight entry travel trailers. It's smart, efficient, and ready for families who want the comfort and durability of a mid-tier laminated coach without stepping into a more expensive territory. While you won't find a floor plan exactly like the 24 trunk, here are some other hybrid mid-tier travel trailers that may interest you. For example, the Passport Super Lite 3401 QD. Grand Design has the Imagine 2810 BH, and the sister to the Alpha Wolf, Forest River's also got one of my favorites, the 26 DBH, especially if you like that double over double bunk style. And there you have it. 4 mid-tier travel trailers that give you some insight into what you really get when you upgrade to that next level up. Hopefully you saw a few things that you like and learned a few things to look for as you consider upgrading that RV experience. As always, you can find these and tons more at rv.campingworld.com. But if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments down below or just give us a buzz, just stop by. I'm Chris Young for Camping World. Look forward to seeing you soon.